So just taking a few moments to allow the mind to drop into the body and to arrive here in this space. Feeling the weight of the body resting on the chair or the surface you're resting on. And feeling the connection of feet with the ground, the carpet, the floorboards, the sofa, socks, slippers, shoes. Noticing the hands resting in the lap or at the sides of the body. And gently opening up all the senses, like a flower turning towards the sun. Becoming present with our eyes, first of all. So just noticing what you can see behind closed or open eyelids. Patterns, colors, shapes, shadows. Noticing what is being received through the ears as well as what you can feel around the ear area. High sounds, low sounds, buzzes, hums, voices. Maybe silence. Noticing the temperature of the room against the parts of the body that are covers, the parts that are exposed. And getting a sense of the overall feeling tone of the body. So noticing if you're in a sleepy body this evening or an alert body. Maybe something in between. And what you're bringing with you from your day. Maybe there are emotions that are present. Maybe the mind is still whirring, remembering things from earlier or planning things to come. And seeing if you can allow your experience to be just as it is. And setting your intention for this practice, perhaps simply to be mindful and to be kind. And then reminding yourself of your motivation, what brought you here this evening when there were so many other things you could have done. And connecting to the breath sensations, beginning to notice how it feels when you breathe in, when you release the breath into the space surrounding you. Noticing where you feel the breath. Do you feel it in the chest as it rises and falls? In the belly? In the back? Or in the nostrils? And then beginning to follow the sensations and rhythm of the in and the out breath. So when you're breathing in, you know you're breathing in. And when you're breathing out, you know you're breathing out. And you can introduce counting to 3 or 4 if that's helpful to support you in being present. Or you can use the phrase breathing in when you breathe in and breathing out when you breathe out. And you'll notice that quite soon it's likely the mind drifts away, maybe into a story, perhaps planning or remembering or analysing, imagining. And remembering this is perfectly okay, it's just what minds do. So no need to judge or think about what's occurred. Perhaps just noticing, that's how it is, I drifted. And you might wish to name gently where you drifted to in a very simple and direct way. So perhaps something like future's here, or planning is here, or imagining, or past is here, or remembering, or analysing. You might even just want to say thinking is here. And then gently escorting your attention back to the next breath in the next moment. So every breath is a new beginning, and every out breath a complete letting go. And enjoying the feeling of releasing that comes with every out breath. After a busy day, we often come home and kind of kick our shoes off and sigh. So remembering you're muted. So perhaps doing a more audible release of breath and really enjoying that feeling of the body letting go of what it doesn't need to hold on to. Noticing how the shoulders release and the belly softens. And how the mind can begin to learn from the wisdom of the body and begin to let go a little more too, from these habits we have of automatically engaging with every passing thought. And come to settle. And expanding from the breath now to the breathing body and taking in the whole of the body now into your awareness, from the tip of the toes all the way up to the top of the head. Sensing into every muscle, bone, into the skin and the organs. And just noticing how you feel in your body. Remembering that when we're feeling our body, we're far less likely to be caught up in thinking. You might like to rest your awareness gently on the sensations as they come and go in the body, just noticing what's there. Or perhaps you'd like to scan gently through the body, starting with the toes and the feet, and just getting a sense of any sensations that are there. Tops, bottoms, sides, insides, heels, ankles. And noticing how these hard-working feet are now that they're still. And then sweeping the awareness gently and kindly up the legs and getting a sense of the lower legs, the calves, the shins, the sides of the legs. Noticing maybe clothing touching the envelope of the skin. And any sensations in the knee joint, kneecap, softer parts at the backs of the knees. And then moving up into the upper legs. Feeling the thighs, fronts, backs, sides. All the way up to where they meet the pelvis. And pausing here for a moment and taking in any sensations, any aches, glows, pangs, twangs, tickles, tingles, throbs, living in the pelvis or the organs that are cradled within the pelvis, or in the belly. Maybe you're feeling hunger or fullness or bubbles or nothing at all. And then sweeping up to the chest, sensing into the ribs and the chest and the heart, the lungs. Opening to the back of the body and noticing this lovely support that's always there in our posture from our back. And gently working your way up the back, vertebra by vertebra. Noticing the spine and the muscles that are supporting the spine and the skin. And then reaching the top of the spine, sensing into the shoulders, down the arms, elbows, wrists, and into the hands, fingers, thumbs, spaces between fingers and thumbs. And then opening up gently to the very top of the body, where all this thinking takes place, and seeing if we can instead feel the face. Feel the chin and the jaw, the mouth, the teeth, the gums, the nose and the nostrils, the cheeks and the cheekbones. Feeling the ears, feeling the eyes and eyelashes and eyebrows and eyelids and eyeballs. And then into the forehead and the temples and the top of the head. And then sensing into the whole of the body from the tip of the toes to the top of the head, with perhaps any gratitude you can feel for all this miraculous body is doing for us as we sit here. So the mind is resting in the body, and the body is resting, supported unconditionally by the ground in space. And enjoying this more spacious awareness now as you open to how it feels to simply be. Coming to rest in this space with nothing to do, nowhere to go, and nothing to achieve. So nothing to change or fix or analyze. Just open to each moment as it unfolds. And when you notice the mind wandering, remembering there's no need to judge, it's just what minds do. Maybe even congratulating yourself on having noticed, oh, I was here and now I've drifted. So remembering that's when we reconnect to our mindfulness in that moment of noticing. And then bring your attention back to the mindfulness support of your choice, what feels right for you this evening as you sit. So you may wish to return to the breath sensations with a feather-like touch. Just rest on the in and the out breath. And that can be your anchor and place to return to when the mind becomes busy. Or you might wish to open up to the symphony of sound that is around us always. And rest your awareness on the high sounds, low sounds, rumbles, swishes, bangs, bumps, hums. Remembering it doesn't matter how many times the mind drifts. Every time you notice and bring it back, you're strengthening your mindfulness muscles. And would you bring to mind now a being for whom you have a genuine sense of care, affection, and a wish for them to flourish in all that they do? So this being could be a friend, it could be a family member, or a colleague, or a neighbor. It could be a pet, it could be a cat or a dog. Often our pets are really lovely to work with because the invitation is to choose a being with whom you have a relatively simple, straightforward relationship. So you love this being, you wish them well, and it might not be the person that you love the most. So just allowing space for the right being for this practice to pop in, and you can reassure yourself that you can do this many times in the future. So just seeing what arises in the mind, whether it's an image or maybe a felt sense of the presence of this loved one. And noticing how it feels in the body to connect with this being that you wish well. Maybe a picture comes into your mind and you can really bring it alive, looking at their eyes, getting a sense of their look in their eyes, their facial expression. Maybe just feel them to be here. And staying connected to the body as you begin to express this sense of well-wishing in words or phrases, which you can choose or you can use mine. And noticing how it feels. May you be happy. May you be secure. May you live your life with ease and be healthy in body and mind. May you have peace in your heart and be free from fear. And noticing how it feels to send these kind wishes out to this loved one. And remembering in these heart practices to just allow what's there to be there. So you're not trying to feel a certain way. You're setting the compass in that direction. And then you're seeing what arises. So if you feel resistance, you can just notice what resistance feels like. If you feel happiness, then noticing how that feels around the mouth and in the chest and the belly. And reflecting for a moment about how they, like you, wish these things for themselves. How every being on the planet wants to be happy. How this is something you too wish for yourself. And seeing how it feels to perhaps bring yourself into this picture. Maybe you'd like to imagine yourself next to your loved one, or perhaps you'd like to just have a felt sense that somehow you're in this practice too. You could picture yourself sitting next to them, maybe as you are now, or perhaps even as you are in your workplace, in a photo, or it could be you as a child that comes to mind. And then send kind wishes to yourself with your loved one. May we be happy. May we be secure. May we live our lives with ease and be healthy in body and mind. May we be free from fear and have peace in our hearts. May we be happy. Noticing how it feels to expand the heart a little to include yourself. Because like every other being on the planet, you want to be happy. And maybe there are other loved ones you'd like to bring into this practice now. So allowing a little space now to allow others to join, either you imagining them coming into the practice, perhaps they form a little circle, or perhaps just a sense of other loved ones that you would like to send your kind wishes out to. May we be happy. May we be secure. May we live our lives with ease and be healthy in body and mind. May we be free from fear and have peace in our hearts. I'm just noticing how it feels to bring in other loved ones and to also perhaps expand the heart further to people we don't know, to people who are walking right now outside our windows, people in cars, people in offices or in their homes, people in this country or other countries all around the world, sharing the same air with hearts beating and all wishing to be happy. So expanding the heart out now to all beings, including the birds in the skies, and the fishes in the rivers and the seas, and the animals in the deserts and the jungles and the plains. May all beings be happy and secure. May we all live our lives with ease. May we be healthy in body and mind, and have peace in our hearts, and be free from fear. May we all be happy. And just sitting in this warm glow of awareness, this kind intention to wish other beings well and ourselves. And perhaps reflecting on how doing this practice in itself was an act of kindness and of love. Something that will benefit not only us, but all we come in contact with. And then as you hear the sound of the bell, just taking your time, no need to rush. Maybe gently twiddling fingers or toes. Perhaps rolling out shoulders or having a little stretch. And then maybe giving the temples or the neck or the shoulders a little rub. Anything that feels nice, loving towards yourself to finish the practice.